Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. It's been a while since I posted a video, but I think for now we're in the waiting period where we're just doing the water, fertilize, prune, and repeat until we get to when it's time to harvest. But before we go into today's topic, which is going to be on how to water your plants if you're away, I would like to say a big thank you for those of you who may have liked, subscribed, shared videos, reached out with comments. Some people actually shared their green babies with me. Some people are already yielding the harvest. Thank you so much for sharing your planting journey with me. So today we're going to be talking about how to water your plants if you're away. I know what the past couple of days, if you've been in Calgary and the environment, it's been raining cats and dogs. But now we're getting into the warm weather. If you're traveling or you need to take care of your plants while you're away, here are some tips and tricks. So if you have a large garden like mine with a number of plants, I will recommend you just get somebody to house sit or somebody to water your plants. If you have a smaller garden, you can actually use different like self-watering tips or self-watering tools. For this one, remember the bottle, our watering bottle from the beginning. So we're going to use it to make it like a self-watering tool. What you do is you cut the top of your bottle off. So I'm just going to cut it and I'm going to leave the lid open. And then remember, these ones already have the tops punctured. So what you do is just drop it into dig a hole and drop it into your water bed or water pot, and then you put water, fill it in. So before you leave on your vacation, just fill this up to the brim and leave it be. And then the small holes will fill the plant while you're away. Now for something like this big, you may actually need like 2 or 3 for that, but if you can afford to do one just to get in and then leave it. So this is a good technique to use if you're going away for a short period of time, maybe a long weekend or something of that nature. But if it's going to be for a longer period of time, have somebody to water your plants, have somebody to house sit your plants to water them for you in your absence. Okay, so let's just look at some 7 tips and tricks for when you're self-watering your plants. Tip number 1, always ensure you deep water before you install your self-watering system. That way you're just trying to keep the soil hydrated as opposed to hydrating dry soil from scratch. Tip number 2, do not fertilize just before. If you fertilize just before, there would be build-up in the soil, and slow water is not able to flush the fertilizer through it. And also fertilizer, when you fertilize, there's like a sudden growth spurt in your soil that may require more watering. So do not fertilize your plants for at least 1 week before you embark on your vacation or time away. Tip number 3, use bottles of the right size. For small plants, i.e. your cherry tomatoes, you use bottles between 500 milliliters to 1 liter. For larger plants or bigger tomatoes, use between 1.5 liters to 2 liters for the bottle size. Just make sure that it matches, because if it's too small, your plants will be underwatered. If it's too big, your plants will be overwatered. Tip number 4, test your hole size and flow. So when you're starting, start with at least 1 or 2 holes and then gauge the water and see how it waters. If you realize that within an hour or so all the water has drained out, then you have too many holes, your holes are too big. So just test it out. If it's too fast, that means you're overwatering. If it is too slow, then you're going to end up with dry soil. Tip number 5, insert the bottle deeply and firmly. You'll notice from my video I had to dig a hole so the bottle can actually settle in and stay. So it has to be stable and not wobbly so that the bottle doesn't topple over, and also it should be deep enough whereby the cap is immersed in the soil so at least the water is able to feed the roots. Tip number 6, if possible, move your plants to a shaded area. That will reduce the amount of evaporation and also reduce the amount of watering it needs. It just helps the water in the bottle last longer and protects your plants from stress. So tip number 7 is just the idea of monitor and adjust. Be prepared. Don't just try out the self-watering system a day before you travel. Plan ahead. Try it out for maybe the week before. See how it goes during that week before you subject your plants to this, and then you can actually adjust as required to make sure that your plants will thrive in your absence. So let's just take a quick look at my garden and the progress I've made since our last video. So a little bit of progress on how my garden is doing. I think I'm going to get to pepper very soon. I think I have a cluster of tomatoes here soon. I have some tomatoes that are ready to be harvested. I'll come back to that. But I'm excited that all these white flowers are showing, white or yellow flowers are showing what's coming. I also have my peppers that are fruiting. And then more tomatoes that are beginning to flower, and some are already fruiting. So I would say my plants are doing quite well. See the hidden one in there? It looks like I need to prune. I'll do that shortly. So this is just an overview of progress on my plants. I hope and trust yours are doing well as well. So these are my today's harvests. 3 juicy tomatoes. And as I said before, if you intend on harvesting or using the seeds from your tomato or pepper plants, always make sure to leave them to be as red and as ripe as possible on the vine before you harvest. That's all for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care and do have yourself a lovely summer.